Good day, everyone. This is David Ellis, and I'm here with.
Amy Kruzic. Hey, everybody.
And today on Unscripted, we are going to explain the crazy train. Now, guys, for whatever's going on in the world right now, the energies seem to be way unstable.
Yeah.
At the time of recording this broadcast, we have had for the last few weeks a number of crazy, over the top things happening, notwithstanding the assassination of conservative pundit Charlie Kirk. He was at Utah University and got shot in the neck and has since expired.
Yeah.
We've had some stabbings in the US. Where we've had Ozempic being sued. We have a lot of people who are joining a lawsuit against Ozempic. For those of you who actually do take that drug, we have some information for you. We've had, on top of that, a number of just out of the way occurrences that are not necessarily being covered because a lot of people get their news from the US and so on. But we're going to get into all of that today. Amy, where do you want to start?
Well, I'd like to start with the Charlie Kirk because I'm just devastated. I mean, I remember I sent you a text yesterday saying, they haven't pronounced he was dead yet, but I'm like, oh my God. And you're like, this can't be real. You're like, this can't be real. This is not happening.
Okay, now here's the thing. Honestly speaking, and I'm going to talk from a neutral point of view, because I couldn't care less about conservatives and I couldn't care less about liberals. I couldn't care less about either side of the equation, so I have a very balanced idea of what went on here.
Yeah.
We can't say for certain that somebody on the left or the liberals killed Charlie Kirk, but it's looking more and more like that might be the situation. I think, and I'm going to say this, and I want you guys to hear me, this is the kind of stuff that happens in third world countries. Mm-hmm. This is the kind of stuff that happens in third world countries where somebody doesn't like what you're going to say and they assassinate you. And it's just really, really messed up that the US has found itself in that category. Now, from what I can gather, he was at this rally to speak against transgenderism and a number of other conservative talking points. In the US, you guys are supposed to have like freedom of speech and all that. And we in the third world have been telling you all for years, that's an illusion.
Evidently, yeah.
Because it could be written on paper, but nobody is going to respect it.
Yeah.
Especially if they can force you to shut up. And if they can't force you to shut up, they're going to kill you.
Yeah.
And that's how it has been in a lot of these third world countries. And obviously the chickens have come home to roost in the US because that's what's happening.
Yeah.
I don't even know where to start with this one. If you are the kind of person that says, I'm glad that he's dead, there is something wrong with you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's all over TikTok, and they're not ashamed to post it, David. They're posting it. And I don't even want to repeat what they said because no, I'm not even giving them the voice. But it's bad.
I have seen the post. If you are the kind of person that is happy that this has happened, then there is something wrong with you. You have lost the plot. You are an evil person. Let's be real here.
Yeah.
You are an evil person. If it is that you think that somebody comes to talk on a campus and they deserve to be shot, because they said something you may not like in the past, or they might have said something that you would not have liked in the future. So you're killing them. Look, I want to talk about this from, first of all, the micro perspective, because there's right and wrong here. Killing people should theoretically be wrong when they haven't done anything, right?
Yeah.
And when I say they haven't done anything, they haven't physically done anything to you. The arguments that I'm seeing on TikTok are something along the lines of he was inciting people to cause harm against others. Listen, sticks and stones will break my bones. Words will do me no harm is one thing. If you're talking about incitement, this is what incitement is defined like in law. Incitement is when I tell Amy, you should totally kill all people under 5'2". That is incitement. If I say to Amy, people under 5'2" are not cool, or they should not exist, that is not incitement, right? You can argue that incitement is inferred, but it is not. I have not told Amy to harm anybody under 5'2".
Yeah.
So these are the arguments that I'm hearing on TikTok. And some of these people on TikTok, they need a mental hospital.
Yes. Yes.
I don't know what you're seeing, but I woke up this morning and like notifications out the wazoo of people saying, I'm happy that this man is dead,
Yeah.
or they're expressing some kind of he deserved what he got. Listen, if he deserved what he got, then you're next. What if the people who are supporting Charlie Kirk decide to retaliate?
Mm-hmm.
Because if I'm not mistaken, he's on the conservative part of the U.S. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
And the conservative part of the U.S. have the most guns.
Yes.
If they decided to start a campaign saying, you know what, remember Charlie, and decided to retaliate, what are y'all going to do?
It would just be an outright civil war, wouldn't it?
It would.
Yeah.
It would. And it wouldn't be a 50-50 war either.
Yeah.
Because once guns are involved, there's no 50-50.
Yeah. Yeah.
So these are the kinds of things that you have to think about when it is that you're reveling in this. Because the thing about it is that if somebody could be shot for their opinion, then you are next, no matter what your opinion is. And we learn that in the third world a lot of the time. And I'm just surprised that, in a developed country, one of the most developed countries on earth, that this has happened. And I don't know what to say.
Yeah, I have no words. What do you think about, they have somebody in custody, I think. It's a student of age. It's a student age. I don't know if he goes to the campus or not. But do you think what happens to these types of people? Do they just, something clicks and it's like, today's the day I'm going to go and do this? Or is this plot and planned?
Well, I think it's a combination of both.
Okay. Yeah.
People always ask me the question when we're in conversation, how do people become radicalized to violence? And I say it's quite simple. If enough news reporters, if enough social media icons, influencers tell you that violence is okay, then you're going to think that violence is okay. People always think that their mind is this tough, strong, unit of resistance. It really isn't. I'm a hypnotherapist. Amy, you're a hypnotherapist too. Anybody's mind can be programmed just like a computer.
Yeah. So
you just need repetition.
Right. And that could be the scrolling that happens to these young kids.
Well,
that's repetition.
I have said before, social media is a mass hypnosis tool.
Yeah.
That's what it is. And so people generally tend to go by social media. They're scrolling through things and so on, and their mind is being programmed, which is why women have a whole bunch of unhealthy practices, which is why men have this programming that they have to be certain ways. Mm-hmm. I'm going to call out a few of the movements that I think, on my personal opinion, don't shoot me, are negative. And I'm going to call them out by name. The alpha male society, the manosphere,
Oh, yeah.
teaching men that women are not worth anything
Yeah.
or they're beneath them somehow, and that a woman should just run after a man and be obedient and so on. Some of them get really, really crazy with this stuff and say, well, a relationship should be open on the man's side but closed on the woman's side.
Yeah.
What are we talking about here? We look down on cultures that do that. So I'm going to call that out. Wrong,
Wrong. Yep.
right? Their argument is that a woman is not physically stronger and the world was built by men. The world was not built by men. It was built with a collaborative effort. Because the same men that put in the bricks and the mortars and so on, they wouldn't be able to do that if somebody didn't breastfeed them and bring them
Right.
up. It should be obvious. I mean, like when people are having debates online, and I always open up forums to debate. Somebody come and debate me on this. You wouldn't be read into adulthood if it wasn't for a woman. Are you kidding me? I am a man, and I'm going to tell you that most of the things in life that I learned from women. What are we talking about here, people? So that's the first thing I want to call out. On the other side of the spectrum, you have this fake form of feminism.
Yeah.
I'm going to call it out. I'm going to call it out. I have been on TikTok. I see a bunch of women who are clearly angry and bitter, talking about how they are feminists and so on. Okay, let me tell you something. My grandmother, who grew up in the 30s, who raised 5 children on her own because her husband died early, she's a feminist.
She did the hard work. She did the hard work.
She lived to 106.
Yeah.
Now, there's nothing more feminine and divine feminine and in your power than outliving everybody that hated you.
Yes.
So please give it a rest. Give it a rest here. Dangerous trends. Fat movement.
Yeah.
The fat movement on TikTok. There is nothing wrong with gaining weight. There's nothing wrong with being overweight. There's nothing wrong with being obese. That is in a social sense. Nobody should stigmatize you for that. However, theoretically speaking, just theoretically, of course, you might want to live longer.
Yeah.
So we know for certain that a waist size or a waist circumference over 40 inches is central adiposity that will lead to all sorts of complications like cancer, heart disease, etc. So don't do it.
Yeah. I also, can I give a shot? Can I say my thing that has been scrolling through is this thing called gentle parenting now. Now, I used to be a preschool teacher, and I saw it come through. As I worked through the years, it was like, this child is controlling the parent. You can obviously see it. And they don't talk how they should to a child.
No, because they want to be the friend.
Yes. So this gentle parenting is like, I saw them on TikTok, and it's like, no, mom, this person's telling their mom, like, no, we don't talk to our child like that. You can't say no to them. You have to say something else or something, like, it's like, be gentle.
Validation of their wants and desires. Okay, look.
Yes. So that's another group out there.
It's annoying. It's annoying because you can't be a friend to your child.
No.
And be a parent all the time. It doesn't make sense. People try to do it and it usually ends badly. Oh, let me 99% of the time it ends badly because the child develops entitlement.
Yep.
My parents doesn't say no to me. Who are you to say no to me?
Exactly. Going to school, anywhere they go. Yes, exactly.
Dysfunction is running rampant everywhere. And if you are one of those parents, yeah, we're going to say that that parenting style is called, in the business world, we have different kinds of leaders. We have the authoritarian leader, aka people like Trump and so on. We have the Democratic leader, the kind of person who takes account of everybody's wishes and so on and makes an informed decision. And then we have this something called a laissez-faire leader,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Translation: leave to do, right? Which means that you just abdicate your responsibility as a leader, and your subordinates will work it out. And this is something that I just don't understand, how you could do that in a parent-child situation. You cannot adopt a laissez-faire type leadership. You can't.
No. Yeah.
So that is a problem. But getting back to this murder that happened yesterday, this man came on campus to do a debate.
Yep.
I don't know who the student is or whoever shot him, but it would really suck to be that student right now. You understand that you have done something that has not only helped the other side of the argument, but has landed you in a world of crap. I saw the Utah governor on the news saying, I would just like to remind everybody that the death penalty is still enforced in Utah.
Yes.
You know what that means for you? And this is not something you can combat in court. I don't care how good your lawyers are.
Yeah. I have to say too that just watching everybody, there was a massive tears falling from people's faces.
Yeah.
And to me, it was this vulnerability, even in men and women. They couldn't hold it back. Like, I'm just getting chills right now. I could probably cry thinking about actual cry. Or what are they crying for? Those tears could be a lot of release for them.
Yeah, but it's a dangerous thing because it's solidified with their position. So if you could talk to these people, and if you could have debated these people or changed their minds, you're not doing it now.
Well, right.
So there's no debate anymore. Communication is dead because you silenced it.
Yeah.
And you want to know, in the military, when the talking is done, guess what happens next?
Yeah.
Oh.
No.
Oh, this is bad. This is bad. I would like to travel to the US sometime. Guys, can't land there. Nope. No. No.
Well,
what is going on? What is going on in the US? You had a bunch of mass shootings and this poor woman who got stabbed on the train.
Yes.
Let's talk about that for a moment. Like, now, once again, I don't care who you are. If you are justifying or trying to make light of the fact that this woman got stabbed on the train, she was a Ukrainian refugee.
Yeah.
She was a Ukrainian refugee. You mean you ran from a country? That's what refugee means. So that you could have a better life. To get stabbed in the neck on a train? Are you serious? Look, wow. Amy, what's going on down there?
I don't know. It's crazy. And then we were talking about, well, that's disgusting. That's just disgusting. It could have been anybody. It could have been my kids. It could have been anybody sitting on a train. Me, you, whatever, sitting on a train.
This has happened in other countries. This is very rare to happen. That's just an act of pure craziness. This is why we're calling this episode The Crazy Train.
Yeah.
It literally is the crazy train. You have people. I want to talk about this from the macro level now. There is evil taking over the world everywhere. Every time we turn on the news, some nonsense is happening. People have abandoned listening to the news. Amy, you and I don't have that luxury. We're running a podcast.
Yeah. Yeah.
There is evil taking over the world. And just because you don't listen to the news doesn't mean that it's not going to affect you. It won't come to it won't come to your doorstep. It absolutely will come to your doorstep.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of time. That poor woman woke up in the morning. She decided, oh, let me just go about my business. I am a refugee and I am building a life and I'm doing what I need to do to survive and I'm getting out there in the world. She gets stabbed in the neck by somebody who was clearly disturbed. What that disturbed person was doing on the train, I have no idea. Okay. And then all of a sudden she's dead now. Why?
And they said nobody came to help her. It took them like she was in a pool of blood that 90 seconds or something. Like that's a long time. What?
Yeah. You'll notice that both of these people were stabbed. Charlie Kirk was shot in the neck.
Yeah.
This woman was stabbed in the neck.
Yes. They were making that analogy, and Charlie thankfully died suddenly. You know, he didn't, but this woman didn't. She could feel it. She was still alive.
Yes.
I don't know what her words were.
I just want to talk from the macro level. There is a shift happening in the world where I think people have lost their way. And I think that there is there are correlations that I am seeing here. And I'll explain to you what I'm talking about. I think people get caught up in left and right politics. I think the engines of chaos are in the recesses, looking at this stuff and saying, yes, we finally have the critical mass we needed to make people go crazy. You have had a situation over the last few years, Amy, where people have been systematically pushed and shoved into corners. We were intending to do an episode called Micro Annoyances. Micro annoyances. You can't get your banking app to work. Something fails. You have to use your cell phone. Little micro annoyances are like that, right?
Yeah.
And they add up over time. And so you have squeezed people into a state of survival mode, first of all. You have social media poisoning them left, right, and center, with a bunch of crazy people talking a bunch of crazy stuff. People can't get proper food to eat anymore. Okay? Because everything apparently is causing cancer. So you better get yourself the only thing you can do is just plant your own stuff. And then you have to deal with the seeds that you planted. Were they made genetically, or was the genetics tampered with? So people can't get food to eat anymore. And then you have a situation where there's literally hell on earth. And then people start to go sideways. And for what? I honestly don't believe that this is a result of just natural overpopulation. I believe, and this is my opinion, and you guys can call me conspiracy theorist, because you see, I have worked in corporate environments, and I am telling you that there are people in corporate that would plan stuff like this.
Yeah.
There are people in corporate environments that would plan stuff like this. I've had discussions with some of them. They are horrifying people.
Yeah.
So I am telling you that the concept of planned scarcity, planned obsolescence, I will break that down into simple words. Planned scarcity is when I have a product that I want to sell. So I have 10 marbles and there are 100 customers. Obviously, the value of the marbles goes up. But if I tell everybody that there are no marbles, then the value of those marbles goes up exponentially. Because everybody who doesn't have a marble, whether the marble is useful to them or not, is like buying a Fabergé egg.
Yeah.
Whether the marble is useful to them or not, they're going to want that so badly that they're going to pay more for the marble. That is planned scarcity.
Mm-hmm.
Now, let's say there's 100 people and I have 100 marbles. I could work the same tactic and say that there are no marbles. Then I sell it to only 10 people. You know, the other 90 people will kill their own mothers just to get a marble, right?
Yeah.
That's planned scarcity. Let me explain planned obsolescence. If I sell you a device, Amy, this is personal to you.
Yeah.
If I sell you a device and I say the device requires updates, okay? And you say, okay, I paid $1,500 for this device. I give you updates and updates and updates, and then I tell you, well, you know, the device that I sold you a year ago can no longer take the updates because guess why? It's obsolete. I guess you're going to have to buy a new device. That is planned obsolescence. These are the things that are pushing people into corners. Let's say I need that device to survive. Let's say my business needs that device to survive. I am forced to pay you.
Yep.
And people have not seen that they have been moved into these directions. Right? So I planned to make my own device obsolete on purpose. As an example, let's say my device has a jack in it that you could just plug a $10 headphone into. And I decide, oh no, we're doing away with the headphone jack because the headphone jack is so 1980s.
Yes.
So you can't buy cheap headphones anymore.
Yes.
You know what you're going to have to buy? You're going to have to buy my cool Bluetooth technology earphones. So you're going to have to get radio signals hitting your skull 24/7 because some people live with those things in their ears.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And oh, sorry, if you know the health risks are negligible. Oh, the health risks are negligible. Really? They're negligible. I don't care if the health risks are at 0.001%. I'm not taking them. But it's and then they tell you, well, we're going to create some more headphone jacks and stuff like that, and you could buy an adapter. The new headphone jacks that they're creating, the little rubber ends, they're carcinogenic, which means that they cause cancer.
Oh gosh.
Real talk. What are we doing? Because they were cheaper to make with the materials that are carcinogenic. For those of you who have the cables for winter that you plug your car into, please check the cables because they're carcinogenic. We're living in hell on earth. They're like the cable that I use to plug my car into in winter to charge the engine, right? To heat up the engine block heaters and so on. They're all carcinogenic. All of them.
Wow.
So wear some gloves when you're handling them. And definitely don't put them in your mouth.
No.
We are living in hell on earth, and this is why we call this the crazy train. These are the facts. And we're going to bring you the facts. Here's another fact for you. Ozempic is getting sued. Did you know that?
No, you just told me. What is happening?
Well, let's find out. I'm going to share my screen and put it on the screen so that people can see what's going on. Let's take a little read of this. This is Google's AI giving us the news as usual. Yes, Ozempic is facing a number of lawsuits, including proposed class action suits in the US and Canada, alleging that the drug manufacturer Novo Nordisk failed to adequately warn patients about severe gastrointestinal side effects, such as intestinal blockages, which is never a good thing, and stomach paralysis. I need to explain to you, stomach paralysis cannot be a good thing in any country on earth.
No.
As well as other complications like vision loss. These lawsuits, which continue to be filed, are consolidated in a multi-district litigation (MDL) in the U.S. Right? Claim the company downplayed the risks associated with the drugs.
Oh
Wow.
my gosh. Oh my
So
gosh.
they're being sued under negligence laws and a failure to warn. Now, I'm going to take this off the screen. Guys,
Yeah.
I remember when Ozempic came out.
Hmm.
It was the wonder drug. You couldn't go to any doctor with a weight issue without the doctor say, "Oh, I have the cure for your problems right here." Right? A whole bunch of doctors were prescribing Ozempic. It was originally a diabetes drug.
Yeah.
The action of the drug was to, first of all, reduce
Wait.
your need to eat, basically, because you're feeling full. So it increased satiety, but then it also helped you process and slow down the food that you eat.
Yeah.
So there was less of a, how does one put it,
You
sugar
know,
dump sugar dump
yeah.
inside your bloodstream.
And
So
it
for
helps
those
you
of you,
lose weight, right? It helps you
yeah,
lose weight so that the blood sugars would come down once you lose the weight.
a lot of people don't understand the actions of getting fat, so I'm going to explain that to you. You eat food, right? Not all nutrients are the same. So carbohydrates turn into glucose when you eat them, and fats turn into a lot of glucose when you eat them. And so when you eat something like a slice of cake with icing at the top, right? Tastes so good, doesn't it? Yeah, okay. So all of that converts to glucose, which is a kind of sugar, and your digestive system dumps the sugar into your bloodstream.
Yeah.
Small problem, you can't go around being sweet all the time, okay? So your pancreas releases a hormone called insulin. Insulin takes the sugar out of your bloodstream and puts it into your fat cells, aka you become fat. What Ozempic was doing was slowing down the digestive process so that the sugar dump, which usually is like, I believe, 70 deciliters, right? That there's a equation of how high your blood sugar can get before
Oh,
you have
before
a
it dumps.
insulin reaction. And so what happens is that, well, it slows down the sugar dump, which means that obviously you don't get as fat, which means you lose weight because you're burning energy by just walking around and so on. The shortcut.
Yeah. It's a shortcut. It's a
Okay.
shortcut.
Now let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
If somebody said, let's say you were suffering from a disease, and the disease was, well, I hyperventilate, and a doctor says, I know what to do. I'm going to strangle you to slow down your breathing.
I know.
I'm going to strangle you to slow down your breathing.
Oh God.
And so you don't hyperventilate anymore because you don't have enough air. You think that will go well? Oh my
No.
God.
No.
I don't understand how something as simple as this went over the heads of people. I
I
mean, like,
know. Wait, let me tell you something. I was watching a particular news podcast. They had this guy on that was a whistleblower for Big Pharma. He
mhm.
calls it organized crime.
Yes, it
He
is.
talked, yeah, he talked about the what are those tests? The test to test a drug, right?
FDA approval testing.
Yes, that most of these things, especially the arthritis drug called Vioxx, if you're on it, get off of it. It causes heart attacks.
Mhm.
And he was telling us that the they lie. They lie in those studies to get it on the market.
Well, to be quite honest, Amy, it's not exactly lie. It's playing with
Well,
statistics.
playing. Okay. It's
So,
playing. It's lie to me.
so it's
It's
lying. It's
lying.
lying.
It's
It's straight up
lying.
lying. If I tell you that I test 10 people,
Yeah.
right? And one of these people had a massive heart attack and died. as an example. This
Yeah.
is how they get around it.
Yeah. They wouldn't
Because
put
you
it in
see,
there.
this is what I studied in school. This is how you get approval. You test 10 people. One of them had a massive heart attack and died. You're testing them in a space of time.
Yeah.
And so there's no telling whether that person had a particularly weak immune system, but the other 9 will eventually keel over and die. And they got these things passed. They absolutely did. And
Yes.
and people are very, very naive. And even the people that are making those approval ratings are also naive, because let's be very, very clear. If you want to test the drug properly, you got to test it over a period of 20 years.
Wow.
But ain't nobody have a time for that, because the truth of the truth of the matter is that some people are more hardy than others, and so the drug will not necessarily have an effect on everyone the same way.
Yeah.
And it's based on a number of factors. What if I have a lot of stress in my life? Probably the negative side effects will affect me a lot sooner than somebody who's exercising, going to the gym, meditating, and doing all that stuff, which is what why people had a problem with that other thing that they created back in 2020. They had a problem with it because the testing protocols require you to test over time.
Yeah.
And this is the whole argument. And so, honestly, if you are listening to this and you actually trust a pharmaceutical company, you need your head examined.
Yeah. I think it's everybody is feathering everybody's nest. That's how they get approval.
Correct.
Right? So if you do this, if you pass this, I can give you this. Payback. Whatever.
Yes, and nobody cares about.
Nobody cares about.
Once again, I'm going to use this as a seminal of precedent case. For those of you who are listening to this broadcast, could you please go to your browsers and type in Trovan in Nigeria lawsuit. I'm not going to name the company here. Trovan, Trovan, lawsuit, Nigeria. It was a drug that was created to treat meningitis. And it was not approved in the country of origin, so they decided to test it on the African population.
What?
Yeah, they did. You guys can go Google that, and don't take my word for it. You will see how pharmaceutical companies operate.
I mean, I need the medicine I need to stay alive. Otherwise, if I don't, I go. So I'm not against pharmaceutical. It's this deviant behavior that happens behind the scenes that they're not telling the truth.
Here's what has happened. There used to be a protocol that was in place. The ethics of today is not the ethics of the date when that drug that you are taking was created.
Yeah.
Okay. The ethics of today is get money quickly, because we have shareholders who absolutely need us to produce profits. And when the profits are slow to come, we need more drugs on the market, and we need some kind of methodology of making our drug necessary.
Necessary. That's it. It just needs to be necessary. Not opioids. Here, have this pain. You need painkiller? Here, take it.
To be quite honest with you, people are popping opioids left, right, and center. People don't even know what the classes of drugs are, so they don't know what an opioid is, right? All they know is that, oh, this is working for me, and I'm going to pop it. Oh,
yes.
God. Listen, we are bashing pharmaceutical companies, but I think the consumer has a certain amount of responsibility.
Yeah. Research.
There's good ones out there. Responsible to research, Google some stuff.
Yeah.
And they're not doing it.
No. Yeah. And, oh gosh, I could say something, but I feel like it's private, so I won't. I'll tell you after. But it's so many things that I've come across that the doctor would recommend, not to me, to someone else. And I'd be like, no, she's only 12. Why would I do that?
This is the crazy train.
Yeah.
This is the crazy train that we are living on. And guys, I mean, we can continue on this line, but I want to
Yeah.
give you some strategies for
Yes.
actually maintaining sanity on the crazy train.
Yes.
Now, I'm going to give you advice. It is not medical advice. It is my advice. When something is physically wrong with you or something is going physically wrong with you, here is how I would prioritize dealing with that thing. The first thing that I would do is go and try to find a natural solution to deal with it.
Mm-hmm.
If you can't find a natural solution, then you will find a paramedical option. So let's say I am really, really stressed and depressed. Natural solution, I need to stop. I probably need to take up meditation, get back into my spirituality, and see the world from a wider perspective. Okay? Failing that, and let's say it's really acute and it's not just something that has just come up, then I need to try a paramedical solution. There is PEMF.
Yep.
Get the white lights that we're talking about, the happiness lights.
Yeah.
There are a number of other, get hyperbaric oxygen therapy, get the flotation tank, etc.
Yep.
Go to the flotation tank. Paramedical options. Then you go to the medical option. And when you go to the medical option, you say to your healthcare provider, I don't want to be addicted to this thing.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to solve my problem and I would like to get back to life as soon as I possibly can. Then you ask your healthcare provider, and if that man is a good man, he's going to tell you, yes, this is how you know what your healthcare provider is made out of. You will say to that individual, I will take this drug, but I will also be going to meditate and so on. Will it help me? Because I want to get back to my normal life without having to depend on this drug.
Yeah.
If that man tells you, don't worry about meditation, don't worry about all those things, just take the drug and you'll be happy, get rid of that professional.
Exactly. They're also, this guy was saying, also overprescribing SSRIs.
Yes.
That's becoming an epidemic.
Yes.
These young kids are taking these, and starting in school, elementary school. As soon as you said that just popped in my mind. I'm like,
there are too many little children on SSRIs.
Yeah.
Right? Because you're telling me that, for those of you who don't know what those are, these are a class of drugs that you can call antidepressants, okay? And so for those of you who are on some kind of SSRI, I just want to let you guys know that there are side effects to those drugs as well.
Yeah.
And you have to decide whether the side effects are tolerable or not. Do your research. If you're on an SSRI, and here's the other thing that I want to give you some free advice and information. Do not research the brand name of the drug. Research the active ingredient in the drug.
Yeah, good.
Read the box. It's going to be in very small print, so get your iPhone and do the zoom so that you can see it and read what the active ingredient is and research the active ingredient and what clinical trials have shown. Do your research. It is your responsibility. You're putting it in your body. Do it.
And aren't those ones the black box? They call them black box drugs. I don't know. There's heavy warnings on them.
There are heavy warnings on them.
Yeah, I think they call them black.
Taken off in certain countries. I want to say this. And the countries that I'm talking about, y'all know who I'm talking about here. Right? Because people in these countries, they get the box and it's a generic box. Especially when the manufacturers you have the top shelf drugs and then you have generic versions of those drugs.
Yes, yes, yes.
The generic versions of those drugs, when they hit third world countries specifically, do not have the levels of warnings that the other.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I would do if I was a healthcare professional, I was a healthcare policymaker? Put the warnings on the pill bottles as well.
Yeah, well, yeah,
Not just the
but
dosages, the warnings.
yeah.
Use at your own risk. There should be a sticker that gives you the dosage when you have a pill bottle, the cute little pill bottles, and there should be warnings on that thing. You put warnings on cigarettes, but you're not putting it on pharmaceutical grade medication. What are we talking about here? You just
They
trust it, you're just trusting that your doctor knows everything.
they do here. They do have. They have a whole write up they give you on a slip. These are the side effects. These are
Yeah. This is why this is the benefit of North America. Y'all have
Yeah.
some regulations going here.
Yeah.
In some countries, they don't. You just get the
Yeah.
bottle. You definitely don't get a slip with any indications, and you don't get any kind of warnings whatsoever. In some countries, do
Wow.
that. Yeah, they do.
Wow,
The
yeah.
formulary in some countries refuse to put the warnings or give patients advice on the warnings. And if you are an older person and you go into a doctor's office and you see this advertisement for this drug, this wonder drug, all you're seeing is the big pictures and the big print about this benefit, that benefit, this benefit, and then at the bottom of the poster, in very, very fine print that your octogenarian eyes cannot see, is a list of warnings. Like my eyes can't see it. Like are we conducting an eye test here? You have to bend to look in the, and this is the trick of advertising. The drug manufacturers, when they make those posters, even at the bottom, they usually put it in some dark purple color.
Yeah.
With black writing. Nobody is trying to read that.
See that. Hey, I heard that we, US and New Zealand, are the only people that have pharmaceutical commercials that push the drugs. You don't have them there?
No.
Yeah. You don't. It's inundated. It's inundated, and it's throughout the day. It's the older generation watching TV during the day or whatever, but it's pushed here hard. Those commercials.
I've seen that. There's
yeah.
It's like you tune into a channel, but you're literally watching the drug channel.
Exactly. Every commercial. What happened to like the commercial on Wheaties? Do you remember the cereal commercials and the shampoo commercials? You don't see them anymore.
Yeah, you're literally watching the drug channel.
Yes. Yes. So
we are living on the crazy train, baby. We really are.
Gosh.
Which brings us to the other issue. Now, you got people who are now totally hating each other.
Yeah.
You have division on left and right. People don't know any better. I remember years ago, Andrew Bartis and myself were trying to tell people about the All Center.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that they heard us.
Yeah.
Because you don't have to be left and right. You don't have to be black and white. You don't have to be immigrant and non-immigrant. You don't have to be like that. You could just be you. God damn it. Stop with the labels. I mean, like, seriously, you could just be you. You don't have to be left and right and all those kinds of labels. Oh, I'm very conservative. Oh, no, I'm very liberal. Oh, no, I'm very left. I'm very right. Right? Well, I'm a black man, and in my black man experience, I'm a white guy, and our experiences are like, I'm an immigrant, right? I came here legally, and I'm an. Let me explain something to y'all. At the end of the day, y'all think y'all matter when it comes to higher ups and politicians and so on. They do not care about y'all.
No, they don't. No, they don't.
Okay, they do not care about y'all. They're already pretending. Right. So what y'all do is a lot of people do is they choose the politician that best aligns with their self-interest, which is what a lot of people do. It aligns with your self-interest. Granted, what are you giving up when it is that you decide that you're taking on a label. Can you
Yeah.
imagine if I walked around everybody telling people? It's like when you meet people at parties and they introduce themselves by their CV. I say, "Hey, my name is David," and you say, "Hi, I'm Amy. I was a preschool teacher."
Yeah.
I didn't ask you what you were. I just want to know who Amy
I
was,
know.
right? People
Yeah.
introduce themselves by their labels now. Okay, one of the most hated labels that I found very annoying is influencer. What is
Yes.
that? There's something arrogant about that. What
There
does influencer
is.
mean? Okay, because for sure, trust me when I tell you, Amy and I are not trying to be influencers.
No.
We will give it to you as it is. We're not trying to be influence what?
No. We just say it as it is. Jesus was an influencer.
He was.
I know. I'm
I have
just
this
saying.
image of Jesus Christ on the phone. It's
I
saying,
know.
"Love thy neighbor as
Yeah.
thyself."
Yeah. Be nice to your parents. Honor your mother
Like,
and
love
father.
thy neighbor as thyself.
Yeah. Do not. Yeah. Let me
Hashtag
take a.
neighbor. Are you
Oh, that would
serious?
be funny, though. That would be funny.
People
But
don't realize how stupid they look with those stupid phones. Like they're typing something that they have no clue what it is, right? Some deep thought that they probably got Chat GPT to
yeah.
spit out,
Yep.
and they press send, and they're like,
Yes. Oh gosh.
"It's so cringy." I see it out here. I see it at the airport in
Yeah.
Toronto. I
Right.
see it when I travel. I see people with the selfies in the airport and like, hmm,
I know.
this is what we're talking about with social media poisoning people. Because when you really look at it, what you're saying to people is that all I am is a bunch of masks and filters that I put up there.
Yep.
Which brings us to the next issue. I can tell all of you guys that the shows that Amy and I record, they're going on social media exactly as we record it.
Yeah.
So just so that we're clear, I don't have a bald filter on my head.
No.
And right, there's no filter of
Yeah.
anything. This is what it is and raw. And we used to have that, but a lot of people generally tend to now just wear a set of masks. They're putting it on Instagram and they're being rewarded because apparently the social media companies pay them to keep people engaged.
Yes, they do. And it's just not real. I mean, they're using filters, they're changing their hair color. There's just so many things that they do that it's just not real. What do you look like when you turn your phone off? Really? That's where the cameras need to go.
I'm more concerned about what do you act like when you turn your phone off.
Exactly. Oh, yes.
Last night I did a live broadcast with a lady, a psychic
Yeah.
medium from Manitoba. Her name is Opie.
Yep.
And I was so pleasantly surprised. This is how Opie is in real life.
Yes.
I was so pleasantly surprised. There was no mask or anything. This is how she is,
Yeah.
right? But when you see people on TikTok saying, "Oh, be one with the universe, Zen," and you know they don't have their act together.
No. No.
And Amy, you and I have met hundreds now of
Yeah.
people that are just fake people.
Yeah.
Like we've we've had we've met too many people in this space, in the spiritual space, in the wellness space, who are actually just fake people.
Yeah.
They're not like this in real life. They're not.
Mm-mm. 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 So remember that. Be who you are everywhere you go. That's all you need to be.
That would be actually quite nice.
Yeah.
Then you
Wouldn't
don't
it?
have to get on stage and play the spot. And then this woman, like this dating coach who's been outed, there's a whole bunch of people giving
What?
advice about Sadia.
I didn't
I
hear
can't
about
remember what her
this.
name is. She gave a bunch of dating advice, and it turns out she was a side chick.
What?
Sadia
No.
Malik, I believe it is. I can't remember the yeah, she was a side chick and she's been
No.
exposed, and all those alpha male type people on Instagram and all over social media, they've been exposed as well. They're not real people, they're just playing a part.
Yeah.
And you want to know why that is? Because they don't keep it unscripted.
That's right. They don't keep it on. Hey, if you guys want to come on here, and we keep it unscripted.
Yes, 100%.
We
Well, I
do.
think that's it for our show, The Crazy Train.
Yeah.
Guys, tell us what you think in the comments because honestly speaking, we really have reached a stage of critical mass.
Hmm.
We really have reached a state of critical mass where everybody is just wigging out
Yeah.
completely. And we want to know exactly whether you guys are experiencing the same craziness that we see around our
Yeah.
places here, right?
Oh, it's getting crazy out there. I
Uh,
I don't know, but if you guys want to come join our community where we're not crazy in that community, come
yes.
join us at community.universalcitizentv.com.
For those of you who are looking for ways to reduce your overhead that is non-exploitative in your business, the crawler beneath will give you some sites that you can check out, which is
Yep.
shop.onexxa.com, shop.arsessentia.org, and Mage of Metals. I'm going to let Amy tell you about Mage of Metals. But for the two shops that I just mentioned earlier on, you guys can find solutions. You can find certifications that are at the cheapest prices.
Yeah.
We created those platforms specifically so that entrepreneurs in the wellness space can have access to AI tools and so on in a way that they can actually help others. Okay?
Yeah. Yeah.
So check that out. Amy, tell them about Mage of Metals.
Mage of Metals, I would like to get her on here so we can interview her one day. She
Mhm.
is my daughter, and she is a metalsmith that makes esoteric fantasy jewelry. And you can check her work out there. She works from the start. She doesn't get anything. It's made in the USA with her own hands from start to finish. So go check her out. And yeah, we'll have her on soon, I hope.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah.
We keep talking about Mage of Metals and we never actually show the quality of her work.
Oh, yes.
So I'm going to show you guys the quality of
Yes.
Amy's
This. Oh,
daughter's work, and I
no.
hope you guys can see this. I'm just going to put it on screen.
Yes, there we go.
Oh my word.
Yeah. She's coming out with men's rings soon. Yes. You have to click on to see the others, but yeah. Yeah, she does great work and she works hard, that girl.
Yes, and I've seen her work personally, guys. That is,
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm very inspired. So guys, check out Mage of Metals. Her stuff is extremely reasonable, as you
It
can see
is.
from the prices that we are scrolling on here.
Yeah.
And very
And she,
good stuff. Very good
yeah,
stuff.
and
And
she
she
has a
does it in different
story.
metals. Yep.
She has a story behind each of her craft, each of her little jewelry pieces, which is kind of cool. So it really does come from her heart.
Yep.
Yeah.
So once again, we're gonna give Emily a plug here
Yeah.
and check her stuff out, guys. Other than that, thank you guys for watching, and remember to
Keep it unscripted.
all right, take care.
Bye, everybody.